Joining us now is Monique Phillips. She is the CEO of MP Consulting Group and also is the founder of Detroit Nonprofit Day. Joining us now to talk about Detroit Nonprofit Day. Monique, thanks for being with us today.
Tyler, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Great to have you with us. Tell us a little bit about the background of Detroit Nonprofit Day. When did it start, and how did it come together originally?
Yeah, so Detroit Nonprofit Day was founded in 2018. It was founded as a means of bringing together Detroit's dynamic nonprofit and social enterprise communities together to network and convene in one space for a full day of learning, networking, and skills building. This event, I approached my partner, Bamboo Detroit, Amanda Luan, and also the University of Detroit Mercy, where the event takes place each and every year. So the event, the inaugural event took place in 2018. It was also hosted in 2019, also at the University of Detroit Mercy, who's been a tremendous partner. Darren LePeck from the university, unfortunately, was not able to join us this morning. Due to the pandemic and the nature of this kind of event, the Detroit Nonprofit Day event did not take place in 2020, but we have been, working very hard to put together a phenomenal event for 2021.
And that event will be Saturday, October 30th at the University of Detroit Mercy Center for Social Entrepreneurship, or the CSE. Hours for Detroit Nonprofit Day this year on Saturday, October 30th, 9 a.m. until 5 p.m.
That's right.
So this event began in 2018. It of course took last year off. How did the year away from having this event be held in person, being held at all because of the pandemic, how has that impacted the comeback year that is 2021 for Detroit Nonprofit Day?
That's a very good question, Tyler, because we were a little bit nervous as we began to plan the event. So to be honest with you, I was unsure as to whether or not the event would take place this year as well due to the ongoing pandemic. However, due to the persistence of previous attendees of Detroit Nonprofit Day, previous facilitators, previous participants, those who had been involved with the organization in the past, they had a desire for the event to come back. And so to be honest, we originally scheduled the event to take place earlier in the year, around August or September. But then those dates were not available, thankfully, because we had scheduled the event for October 30th to give, the time for the pandemic to see how it would unravel, to give people more time to be comfortable with being in an in-person space. We have taken every precaution to ensure that there is a COVID-safe environment for everyone. So everyone is required to wear a mask the entire time unless you are eating or drinking, and social distancing will be enforced to the best of our abilities. We do not anticipate a crowd as large as years past due to us having to social distance. However, we do anticipate still roughly 100 to 125 guests being in attendance this year. So we still were very nervous about hosting the event, but thankfully there have not been any more COVID lockdowns or restrictions placed upon us. And so we look forward to bringing everyone together to be able to convene and to share best practices and to, come together to innovate. So we're excited and looking forward to this year's event. Also, we're excited to have September Hargrove, who is the keynote speaker for this year's event, participate. She is the Vice President of Philanthropy and the Detroit Program Officer at JP Morgan Chase, to share her insights with the nonprofit community in terms of what it takes to secure funding and to, to obtain and maintain resilience during this time if you're a nonprofit organization.
We're joined by Monique Phillips. She is the CEO of MP Consulting Group, and she is the founder of Detroit Nonprofit Day, with us today on the MegaCast. And especially now, especially given the impact that the pandemic's had on our nonprofit community, the fact that events like this that are so important for outreach to the community from these nonprofits, why is it so important, especially now, or how does it emphasize the importance of these kinds of outreach opportunities for nonprofits now in 2020 versus ever before?
Right. So this year's theme is in recognition of the significant challenges that many nonprofits have had to face in the midst of COVID-19. Many nonprofits, plan their operations and schedule their their normal day-to-day activities without a contingency plan in place, without an emergency plan in place. So this year's theme is response, resilience, and recovery, in direct response to those, or acknowledgement of the challenges that those nonprofits have faced. Many nonprofits have experienced significant financial challenges, as many of their day-to-day activities involve front-facing events with the public, with the community, as many from the foundation and corporate foundation community have redirected their funding to human service type of funding activities. And so many nonprofits just have suffered tremendously. So as a direct response to that, we have incorporated a pitch competition into this year's event, unlike other year's events, where nonprofits will have an opportunity if they visit the DetroitNonprofitDay.com website, where nonprofits will have an opportunity to enter the pitch competition and register their nonprofit to participate in the competition for an opportunity to win between $5,000 and $7,000. Just for participating, each nonprofit will receive some form of a financial contribution to the organization, as long as they have been in existence for at least 3 years and can demonstrate financial hardship as a direct response of COVID-19. So we're really excited to be able to give back to the community in such a way this year.
We're joined by Monique Phillips, CEO of MP Consulting Group and the founder of Detroit Nonprofit Day, which will be held this year on Saturday, October 30th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the University of Detroit Mercy Center for Social Entrepreneurship. This one-day event will include workshops, skills training, network opportunities, and a new pitch competition as well. And so there's so much that can be learned right now for these nonprofits from the lessons of the pandemic, of course, from lessons of other nonprofits that have been around and have been working in this space for so many years. Right now, what are some of the tactics and tools that are being discussed through your organization and through other nonprofits to the nonprofit community in terms of leadership and outreach tactics that need to be utilized in order for our nonprofits to come back stronger after such a treacherous and, in some cases, really painful pandemic?
Mm-hmm. Right. So unfortunately, we've seen a lot of nonprofits go under just because they could not bear the financial brunt that the pandemic caused for their organization. So since the inception of Detroit Nonprofit Day, we've really tried to focus the core of the program around funding for your organization, because without understanding what it takes to really secure funding for your organization and how to sustain your organization, there are no other parts of your organization that will be able to sustain. So even if you're executive director, even if you're in operations, even if you are an entry-level professional, or whether you are in the idea phase of starting your nonprofit organization, this event is for you. So there are 3 workshops that are offered per theme, but this year, so that would equal 9 workshops. However, this year, to add a deeper level of engagement for our participants, we included a bonus track. So there are a total of 9 workshops that participants can choose from. And so those workshops range in terms of how do you rethink fund development for your organization in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic? How do you secure corporate sponsorships, whether we were in the midst of a pandemic or not? We definitely always need to understand how to be able to build those relationships with those of the philanthropic community to garner the support that you need. How do we consider different approaches to office space? What's the life cycle of a successful grant? How do you diversify the revenue to sustain your organization for long-term fiscal solvency? Using collaboration for systems change. So how do we utilize our specialties and our special niches in our industries to be able to collaborate with other nonprofit organizations to innovate, to solve problems more effectively, more impactfully. And that's what this event is all about. There's even a workshop on self-care, redefining what self-care looks like for the nonprofit sector, building resources for your mission by partnering with members of the banking community and using debt as a strategic financial tool. So these are just some of the workshops that are available for those who participate with us this year to choose from.
We're joined by Monique Phillips, the CEO of MP Consulting Group and the founder of Detroit Nonprofit Day. And so obviously this Detroit Nonprofit Day has a big impact on these nonprofits, their ability to do community outreach, to have dialogue between them and help each other out with tactics going forward in partnerships, certainly. But it can also be an important outing for people that may attend. So what can people that may attend this event that aren't involved with a nonprofit or are involved with some nonprofits but not others, what can they take from attending Detroit Nonprofit Day on October 30th?
So predominantly, if you are in the social impact sector as a whole, this event can be for you. There are learnings and takeaways from this event that are transferable to other industries as well, in the business community as well, particularly because this event is housed within the University of Detroit Mercy's School of Business within their Center for Social Entrepreneurship. So if you care deeply about making a big impact socially, if you have a social enterprise organization, or if you just care about, gaining different skills, tools, and tactics, for your own knowledge base, this event is definitely for you.
We're joined by Monique Phillips. She is the CEO of MP Consulting Group and the founder of Detroit Nonprofit Day, which will be happening on Saturday, October 30th at the University of Detroit Mercy Center for Social Entrepreneurship from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Monique, is there a cost to attend this event for the public?
There is a cost to attend the event, just because that there are costs associated with putting the event on. The general admission cost is $150 for a participant, or $99 if you are a student. However, tickets are on sale currently for $80. So that's a whopping $70 off of the general admission ticket. So we're really excited to offer that discount to be able to, encourage greater participation and ensure that, it's inclusive to everyone who wants to be a part of this great learning day.
Well, Monique, we appreciate your time telling us all about Detroit Nonprofit Day, how the public can participate, why it's so important for our nonprofits in this year, on top of all the past years that it's been running since it was debuted in 2018. Before we let you go, just another couple minutes, anything else that would be important for our audience to know, for our nonprofits to know that may be participating, or something interesting for them to keep an eye out for as we approach Saturday, October 30th, when this event will be held at the University of Detroit Mercy's Center for Social Entrepreneurship?
Yes. So first of all, your listeners can visit www.detroitnonprofitday.com for a complete rundown of the day's activities. So on the website, you can click on the link to enter the pitch competition, which the pitch competition will probably be open for another day or two before we close it down to give those who have entered an opportunity to prepare for the pitch. You can learn about the different workshops that are being offered. We are offering breakfast, lunch with the ticket, as well as free parking. And so there is also a special lunch presentation where we will honor the Executive Director of M&A, Donna Murray Brown, as she moves on to the next chapter of her life. So we are going to recognize the impact that she has made to the nonprofit community over the past several decades in the city of Detroit. And so that is going to be a phenomenal experience as well. So throughout the entire day, we know it's a long day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., but there is so much excitement throughout the entire day. It's such a fun event, and organizations really do enjoy the opportunity to connect with others that are in their space and others that are not in their space. To me, that's the most impactful and powerful moments of the event. So we just look forward to seeing everyone out there. Like I said, tickets are on sale up until Sunday, October 24th. And so we just look forward to seeing everyone there. So thank you again for having me, Tyler.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. There are so many great nonprofits in Detroit and in the metropolitan area that will be participating in this event. There's a lot for people to learn between nonprofits and about all these nonprofits and how they can assist them as well. And it's important for these organizations that are doing great work all across the state of Michigan, all across southeastern Michigan and in Detroit and the metro area especially, to have this outreach, especially now after a really tough year in the pandemic. So we appreciate you for holding this event and for telling us more about it. Thanks, Monique.
No problem. Thank you, Tyler.